We bring in a Florida church pastor to this extraordinary controversy.
Well, this is a media story as much as anything, but just on the substance of it, book burning is a very ugly business.
But don't blame it on the media when General Petraeus gets into it right at the start.
Maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Okay, but don't blame it on the media. Okay.
But look, book burning is a very ugly business. It's an ugly act this man has planned and apparently now has called off.
Not necessarily. Suspend it.
Okay. He's playing the media.
Exactly.
He ought to teach a course in media manipulation.
But the question is, in a country of 310 million people, how much attention to pay to something like this? Obviously, it could hurt the United States image abroad. We saw what happened in the Danish cartoon controversy. There are crowds that get very angry, and there was violence. But this is constitutionally protected speech, as the Supreme Court would say, and it's something that I think if it were not made such a big deal of, we might not even be talking about it right now.
Kate?
I think this is evidence of our viral world. I mean, I think that if the media weren't writing about this would be all over the internet, and I think that's where a lot of the Muslim countries would be finding out about it. I mean, I think General Petraeus had to say something, and I think General Petraeus having said something, I think the media had to step in.
Eleanor.
Yes, and I think the FBI apparently had been monitoring this for some period of time before it caught on as an issue in this country. It was all over the internet on the jihad sites. Having said that, I think there are laws in Gainesville, Florida, about having a bonfire. Can't the Gainesville Fire Department step in? And also, you're not supposed to cry fire in a crowded theater, and to me this is the equivalent. So I think you could probably find some reason to step in, but I think this guy is all about getting media attention, and I suspect in the end he'll back down.
It sure sounds that way, but at this point there's an appointment for the pastor to meet with the imam in New York tomorrow.
Well, the pastor came out and made what sounded like just a kooky statement that he, Pastor Jones, had made an agreement with Imam Rauf where he wouldn't burn the Korans, and then the 9/11, the Ground Zero mosque would be moved. That was immediately shot down by the imam. No such deal had been made. And I don't believe that the pastor had framed his International Burn a Koran Day in terms of the mosque anyway. So he managed to grab onto another story and get more and more attention.
He tried to link it to a very different and serious controversy, and taking what is really a fringe stunt and trying to cast it in a bigger frame.
So he's now saying that the representatives of the imam lied to his representatives, and that he's going to now rethink his decision.
Well, if you listen to the imam who the pastor said had brokered this whole deal, he said that this mosque thing came up sort of very peripherally, sort of at the end. Oh, by the way, do you think that they'll call off that? Could they call off that mosque in New York City? I mean, this was not a central part. I mean, again, this pastor's been talking about this since July, well before we started this debate about the mosque at Ground Zero. And I think it was almost a way to keep the fight going. Hey, there's another good fight in New York City. We can link these two together.
Fights all over the place. Kate Zernike is